Welcome to another episode of Betstar Bites, where we'll be reviewing the 4 Group 1s for this weekend. The 4 Group 1s means there's double fixed odds at betstar.com.au, and we've given over $150,000 to punters in double fixed odds this spring carnival so far. Let's start off with the Caulfield Guineas, which is a feature race at Caulfield on the weekend. Mix joins me here, who's our racing manager. We've got Long John, Prince Harada and El Rocker. Mick, they are dominating the market.
Yeah, and it's a very open and interesting race at this stage. I really don't know what to think. I was very keen on Dissident to win the race prior to the barriers. He has gone and drawn barrier 13, but the form lines through the Golden Rose, where he ran second to Zoo Star after running wide, and then the George Main after that, where horses like Streamer, Hawkspur and co have come through. His very strong form lines. Just where he's going to be from the run, I'm not too sure. It may be a little bit tricky for him. Punters are looking at Long John as well, I believe. He's drawn barrier 1, should get the perfect trail, and is an improving horse. They are the main ones the punters want, along with the New Zealander El Rocker, who was very good in the prelude last week.
And started 100 to 1, El Rocker. If you backed El Rocker in August, it was 100 to 1 chance. And if you read this weekend or this week's Herald Sun, then Tony Basil's tipping Prince Harada and reckons it's good as Elvstrom and good as Haradason.
Exactly, like the boom on Prince Harada has always been very good. El Rocker, who was basically won a maiden over in New Zealand about 4 or 5 weeks ago, did win a listed race and all of a sudden came right into calculations. But it does go to show, if you do bet early into these futures races, there's definitely value to be had.
Who are you tipping, Mick?
I'm going to stick with Dissident in a very open race. I do give most of the field a good chance, and I think luck in running to a degree will decipher the winner, but at the price, happy to be on Dissident.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wear the bookies hat and I think take on the 2 favourites. So if they lob, it'll be a black result at Betstar. Let's go to the Toorak handicap now. It's over 1,600 metres. Solzhenitsyn, Linton dominate this market at $6, but it's a very wide open field, Mick.
Yeah, always the Toorak is one of those races where you do have a lot of horses coming in with different form lines. Solzhenitsyn opened up a $4.80 favourite, but it has been friendless so far, out to $6. Linton been very solid. He was good 3 wide all the way in the Sir Rupert Clark and been solid at $6 all along. Speediness has been some specking for. Trevieres is a wild card over from France. He sort of won his last start over there with a good turn of foot. Hard to line up class-wise, not really sure. And Muro's probably the one flying under the radar. Tony McAvoy horse is going very well. Got form lines back in the autumn around speediness. So you can tie it in well, and is probably one to definitely keep in all multiples anyway.
Sounds like you're tipping more, is that true, Mick?
At the price, I do think, yes, it is the one to, at the price, the one to beat.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Linton, I think, in this one. Gets in well with the weights, which is good, and ticks all the boxes for mine. When we resumed this time, he had absolutely no luck last start and still only lost by 1.5 lengths or something like that. So I think it'll be well and truly in this race. The Caulfield Stakes, much smaller field in this instance. We've got Atlantic Jewel, she resumes. She's a $1.45 chance. I think she'll take some beating, Mick.
Obviously, she's a champion, man. And if you look at her last start, she did get beaten by It's a Done Deal in the Underwood, but there were genuine excuses. It was the first time sort of up against that class over a distance. It was the first time she'd ever led in a race. I just think that you do have to forgive it. She is going to go into this race obviously very short at about $1.45, deservedly so. Onto the Cox Plate after this, where she is a $2.80 favourite and the clear one to beat in my opinion. Super Cool and Green Moon, probably the only other 2 in the race that could provide an upset. Super Cool, the stablemate, probably going under the Caulfield Cup after this. Surprising many 2 run, but I think just was unlucky, didn't get much room last start, so Cove, I think, probably just needs to get one more run into it just to top it off fitness-wise for the Caulfield Cup. Then
we go over to Sydney for the last of the Group 1 races in the DFO as well with Betstar in the Spring Champion Stakes. A pretty open field, $3.80 favourite here. I think Savvy Nature is a lay for mine and looking deeper than that. Mick, have you got a quick rundown on the Sydney Group 1?
Yeah, so Savvy Nature was $3.60 when the final field was announced. It has been out to $3.80 and not very popular. So has got strong form lines, done nothing wrong, won well at Newcastle and was probably arguably unlucky not to win last time. Rock Hero's a nice improver. Interestingly, not going onto the Derby. This is his grand final, whereas most of these other horses will go to the Derby. But at the value, I'm going to stick up for Criterion. Was a good second behind Eurozone last time. and will improve. And I think maybe take a Derby bet this week. I think he will be the big shortener in that race.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rock Hero. I think that Savvy Nature's a good lay, and I like horses that have been set for one race, and this is its grand final, and this is what it's running in. So I like that kind of lead up with trainers, and David Payne should have the horse well and truly set for this. Thank you very much for joining us for Betstar Bites. Again, as I said, 4 Group 1s on the weekend and double fixed odds on all of those Group 1s. So head to betstar.com.au and hope we helped you find a winner.